I was born in a Christian family in 1973, and my parents, they were Christians, but they were just nominal Christians. But I had a great desire in my heart to know the Word and reading the New Testament. So I was reading since my childhood and started to go to church, Pentecostal church, and then one day we were invited in a convention somewhere for 3-4 days convention, and myself and one brother went with me. So we had meeting there, and there was one brother, pastor. He invited us in his church because he wanted to give us some literature and books to distribute in our areas. Because the area we lived, there was not Christianity at all in those days. So when we went there, and he gave us some literature, booklets, and when I was talking with him, and we were collecting the books for distribution, I saw some books in the trash can, and I asked him about those books. He said, those books are not good, that's why we have thrown them in the trash. So I saw those books were from the 7 churches, little tracts, unto them what were ye baptized, and God had explained. So I asked him can I have those books or the tracts? He said, no, these are not good. That's why we have thrown them in the trash can. So then he went outside his office to bring tea or something for us. But something inspired me. So I took 2 little tracts from the trash can and hide in my bag. So when I get home, so I started to read them. God had explained, and a water baptism, and Lord touched my heart and opened my eyes, and I realized that baptism is in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, and Jesus Christ is God. So I was very excited and could not wait to go to church the following Sunday. So when I went to the church and I told these things to my pastor, it looked that he is very happy. He said, from where you have got this revelation? He said, I also want to study, bring those books to me. So next Sunday, I give those books to him, and he took the books, and then he warned me. He said, never read these books. These books are about Jesus only doctrine. You should not read these books. So he took the books and never returned to me. But before I gave the books, because I already convinced, and there was the address at the back side of the book, and I already sent letter, request for the more books. So those books were in Punjabi language, in my language, which I speak. And then pastor did not return the book, but I was waiting for the other books to come. So Brother Slatil Gill, who translated those books and tracts, he sent me some 10 books, because there were only 10 books available in those days in our language. So this time I started to read. I did not tell to my pastor anyone, but I was already convinced that this is the truth. So I started to study those books. In the meantime, I sent letter to the pastor. In those days, no mobile, no telephone, no emails, but only we have to write letter. So it took almost 2 weeks or 3 weeks when I got the books back. So then I invited the pastor after reading few more books, Branham's books. So he came and I got baptized. In the meantime, I was sharing these things to another brother with me, because he was supposed to start a ministry in the Pentecostal denomination, and he was almost ready to go to the Bible college for his study. But I told him that if you want to do a ministry, this is the truth, and the baptism is in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, and Jesus Christ is God. So he was also convinced. So he did not go to Bible study, so he got baptized with me. Both of us used to go to the same church, same fellowship, same pastor. But when we got baptized, the next time then I told to the pastor that I already got baptized, to my pastor, Pentecostal. And he got upset. And then he said, you have to obey Jesus, not to the disciples, because Peter denied him. All these kinds of things he started to tell me. And he said, I warned you, don't read those books. Then I asked him question. I asked him, if Jesus Christ, we have to follow Jesus Christ, not the disciple, the apostles, but the Bible is written by the apostles. Jesus Christ never wrote a word with his own hand. So he tried to tell me different things from the Bible according to his doctrine. But God, because I already studied the books and was convinced and got baptized, I had boldness to speak. So I said, if Jesus, we have to follow the apostles. So then he said, oh, Peter denied him. Peter was, he told lie, this and that. He was backslidden. So I asked him if we should follow only Jesus. So then there is a question in the Bible when Pharisees and Jews came to John, asked him who you are. He said, I am. They asked him, are you Elijah or Jesus or the other prophet? He said, I am not Elijah. So then I asked pastor that before his birth, John's birth, the angel told him, his father, that he is going before him in the spirit of Elijah. I said, angel told him Elijah, and Jesus told him that he is an Elijah. But when they came to him, asked him, are you Elijah? He said, I am not Elijah. I said, who is telling the lie? Jesus Christ or John the Baptist or the angel? So he did not answer. So then I said, I must go where I can find the answer. So then the church turned against me, and my parents, who looks like they are nominal Christian, don't any thing to do with the church or the religion, but they also turned against me. They say, you are causing trouble, what you are doing this, you should not do that. But it was a very difficult time, like it was like a battle, because the parents turned against me. I was 16 years old by that time. It was in 1989. And church turned against me because pastor was really got upset because he could not answer my question, and there were some more believers there when I asked the question. Then he asked me never come back to the church. So then I told the pastor, real pastor means in the message, Brother Slatil Gale. Then he came to us and he advised us, since you are not going to the Pentecostal church, you start your church here. I said, how we can? We don't have place, nothing. He said, start church in your room. So because I already sharing these things with some other believers from the church, from my town, 4 or 5 people. The brother who took baptism with me, his family, 2 of them in his family, they were his sister and other brother. They were also convinced and they got baptized also. And then we started the church. I said, I cannot preach So pastor told me, you just read the book for the people. When they come together Sunday, read it, opens, because it was in the Punjabi language. So I started to read for the people. But we were looking for other brother that he will come in the ministry who wanted to go to the Bible college. But in the meantime, he got married. And because of marriage, he need to go work, he has responsibility. So he lost interest in the ministry. But I was encouraging him to read the message, but he was busy and also lazy. He don't want to read. But I was reading all the time and telling him, the other brothers. That's why pastor wanted me to tell to the people. So I started to read the book for them and 3-4 people in the church. And then they, family was not happy what we were doing, but we started in our house. So I started to read for them, and then I started to learn what I'm reading. So then I tell the people by heart, reading the book, and tell them. Sometime when I needed, I open the book for them. And I had a habit to tell others. It was like in me. So I started to tell different people. Church already started with 5 people, and we gathered and also go to the pastor in the message. He was about 3 hours away from us. We go once a month or sometime after 2 months there, and pastor convinced me and told me that you have a responsibility because Lord has opened the word to you. And now you are responsible to tell this truth to the people. So I started to go, I did not stop to go among the Pentecostal churches, other churches. So it was in my mind that if I go there, then we can share something. So I attended one convention. It was some 20 miles away from our town in a big city. So there was a woman preaching there. So I found some young brothers. I was also single, not married. And then I told them after the meeting finished that I said, woman cannot preach, it is in the Bible. The brothers, I was sharing the things. One came from Bible seminary, and the other was his relative. He also was interested in the ministry, wanted to start ministry somewhere in that city. And there were 3 other brothers. 5 of them, they were very interested and they were inquiring what I'm telling them. So they were almost convinced. 3 days I spent with them, day and night there. So then I came back home. And after a few days, I sent them few books by post. Branham's books about Godhead and water baptism. And then after 1 or 2 months later, I got a letter from them. In those days, only letter. So they invited me. They said, we wanted to meet you. We want to know more about it. So I fixed time with them. In the letter, it took us 2-3 months to settle everything. So then we met somewhere, not in our house, but somewhere where I was working. So 3 brothers came. So they brought other brother who really know the Bible, because the other brother came with them. They brought him that he can ask some question, because that brother told them that he is misleading you, he is making confusion, all that. So when he came, he asked many questions. I answered from the message. So his all questions was cleared, and he convinced the brother who came from seminary, Brother Robert. So then they all convinced 5 brothers. So then I invited the pastor and he got baptized, and the church started there. New church in Pentecostal. They came from Pentecostal. And I was very happy. So then in the meantime, I was also sharing these things in my area among the Hindus and Sikh people. People started to come for fellowship because there was not a church in our town. There was not even Christianity at all, even in different villages nearby. So we started to approach the people. Other brothers was helping me who wanted to come in the ministry, but then he lost the interest. But he was helping me, always goes with me. So then I told brother that one night I saw a dream. I don't very much share about this. Sometimes people think maybe this is my own story. Yeah. And I saw a dream that Lord Jesus, I saw him in the dream that he came to my house and he stretched his arm and said, "Come and follow me." So I had seen Jesus only, Jesus movie, yeah. Jesus, and it was like the face or the scene, everything, disciples behind him. So I said in the dream, "No, I cannot go with you because you don't have the house. I have the family. I have family responsibility. So you stay in the sometime forest or desert. I cannot go." In the dream I said. But when I got up in the morning, it was like it happened in reality. I was very upset. So I was weeping, crying, praying whole day. Got upset. I said, "Lord, I want to follow you. I love you." So it was not good that I said, but I confessed that I want to follow. So I saw the same dream next day, night. The same, everything same. And Jesus came and he said, "Come follow me." And I stand up and start to follow. That was the end. So after that, I realized that God wants me to call in the ministry. I have a ministry. So I never scared, never afraid to face anyone. If he knows the Bible or whatever, I know that Lord will help me because he called me in the ministry directly. Yeah. And it proved. Yeah. And Lord blessed the ministry and many, all the people in our church. We have some 150 people now, including the children. Most of them came from, I am the only Christian. All are from Hindus and Sikh. Lord healed them from different kinds of diseases and sickness. Like one brother, he had kidney failure, and Lord, from Sikh, Lord healed him. As I sent here the report, maybe 2 years back, one teacher, guru with the long beard, I sent the picture. He, Hindu teacher, guru. And one day he came to church because he used to worship sun in the hot sand. He sit 45 degrees Celsius temperature, worship the sun. His skin burned. So he went to different doctor because his skin started to decay, black skin. Nobody could heal. Doctor could not heal him. Somebody told him about the church. He came to church. I just prayed a simple prayer. Did not know that God is going to heal him. God healed him instantly. Like God proved with the signs and wonders. One sister in our church from Sikh, and she had HIV positive, AIDS, but Lord healed her like this. And we don't advertise too much about the healing, but Lord is healing the people. That's how they come. Then I noticed that all the message material is in English. I studied in Punjabi medium only. So then I started to read. I got some books from my pastor and started to read English. I bought some dictionaries and started to read English messages. And with the help of the dictionaries, I write down all the meaning for the whole page. and writing the meaning, and then try to put together what Brother Branham want to say. So slowly, my vocabulary built up, and I started to read the message without the help of the dictionaries. But then in 1997, I got first time the message tape. It was in Hindi, translated into Hindi. So I was very happy, and I played the cassette tapes in those days. And I had the same message in English because I was reading all the time, learning my English. So when I played the tape, the cassette, and opened the message, so I surprised. My pronunciation was altogether different because I made my own pronunciation. It is still this day I struggle sometimes. So then I started to change. No, in these days it's very easy. You can put on the YouTube and can know how to pronounce this word, or also it's the software is there. But Branham is preaching at the same time. You can open the message. Very easy these days. But that was very difficult for me, reading and finding all the meaning in the dictionaries. But sometimes I cannot find all the words, but I have few words. Then I can put together what Brother Branham is saying. Reading all the time. So then that's how I learned my English. Because I was reading the messages all the time in English, new messages, and then the other brothers, I started to tell them, because this new message Brother Branham is saying this, that, and they started to invite me, and I involved in the ministry. It was in 1997. After that, I wanted to get married. And I had a desire that I will marry only the girl who is not only in the message, but her whole family should be in the message. Because I was already involved in the ministry, looking and praying. So I was 30 years old, could not find anyone. So then I decided that if the Lord will provide such kind of girl in the message, whole family in the message, then I will get married, otherwise I will remain single. So then I got a letter from Cloverdale. Brother Tony Amma sent me a letter because I learned my English and there was no one after my pastor to translate the message. I started to translate the message in Punjabi language. Knowing that if one book can change my life, it can do for others. So I was translating the messages for William Branham Good News Society. And I got a letter from Cloverdale. It was in around 2003. And brother said that there is a girl, she is translating the message, and she is pastor's daughter. And he gave me the address and everything, pastor's name and her daughter's name, and asked me to go and get the messages from her, and check how she is doing. So when I got the letter, something came in my heart that this could be the girl, because I was very happy that she is translating the message. And that's what I desired, to be married because of the ministry. So then I sent two brothers from my church. One brother who was always with me, we baptized together, got baptism together. And I asked them, bring the messages, because she translated on the notebook, the big registers with the handwritten and handwriting. And they went there, and I asked them also, I inquired about the girl, if she is single, and if she is single, talk with her father. So they went there. Her father already knew me because he was the minister in the message. So they saw me a couple of places, And when brother talked with the father, they told the brother that, yeah, we are looking for a suitable match. So then they told me. So I said, I will marry her. I did not see her, but I told them that I am going to marry your daughter. So they also said, okay. So then I got married in 2003. So after I got married, by the grace of God, I got a good wife. She raised in the message. So then I asked her, have you seen me before we got married? She saw me 3 times because I was preaching in the meeting. So she was there in the meetings. So she saw me, but I never saw her. But I took stand by faith because I read the choosing of a bride. I was looking that kind of a wife, and she was also translating. Then we both started the translation work and ministry, and the Lord started to bless our ministry. More people coming from Hindus and Sikh people, and then because the ministry increasing, Lord blessed us with 2 sons, and when second son came, that time I was having many invitations from different places, because the church was already coming up through the ministry, and they wanted me to come and share these things with us. Like I was doing a missionary work, but I did not know anything about the mission work. And then I decided to leave my job. And I talked with my wife. I said, because the ministry is increasing, more people are inviting, I don't have enough time to visit the people. So I'm praying about it and wanted to leave my job. And I said, if I leave the work, we may be poor, maybe our needs not be met, all the needs, if you are agree. She said, I will stay with you, I will help you, support you, as the Lord leads you, we are agree. So I will never demand anything. So then I left the job. I was working in a medical laboratory. So when I left the job, it turned like opposite. Lord started to bless me, and people started to give tithing. The other pastors, the minister came in the message through me, and because I was free now, no working, I started to travel more and start to outreach. The people started to come up churches and ministry, and that's how the work started. And churches coming up here and there, and some, I think 15 churches came up through my ministry, and I did not know that this is a mission work. So then 2000, it was, I think 7, Brother Nestor came to India. One brother brought him, Brother Lukram, and when I met him, when Brother Nestor saw the work we are doing, I took him to different places. So then he advised me, he said, how are you doing? Is anybody support? I told him that nobody is supporting us. Is there anyone who support in the message? He said, brother, there are many. So then he encouraged me to come outside India. He said, then the people will know you. If the people start to help you, you can do more. I said, how I can do that? I don't know the language. There is no money. He said, don't care. Lord will provide everything. So he encouraged me very much. He told me about the mission. This is mission work, and we are very happy that you are doing this. He invited me to his place. And that is the first time I ever preached in English. And Brother Nestor was interpreting for me. And after the meeting, one brother came and he asked Brother Nestor, which language does he speak? But Nestor told them he speaks English, because nobody understands me but only Brother Nestor, the way I speak. So then I was encouraged because I was preaching in English, and Brother Nestor let me preach and told the people that wait, if we speak maybe after 1 minute or 2 minutes, but you have to stay here. It was like a training. So then he helped me, and then because I was in the Asian minister meetings, first time when they started, so I met some people and share my testimony there, how the work is going forth there. So then I became like familiar to other brothers. They started to know me. So that's how I came outside India. But I never thought that I will travel to other countries. But Lord helped, and then Brother Nestor, they involved me in the outreach work in Cambodia, Thailand, and Myanmar, Mongolia, and all those places. I started to go there and travel all those countries and started churches, baptized the people with Brother Lukram, and that's how I became like a missionary. And I started to receive tapes from here, from the BCF, Brother Lonnie Jenkins teaching. I love those tapes, always listening, and that's how I established and get rooted in the message, because I used to listen those tapes. So I was doing mission work in all these places like Cambodia, and I realized that there is more need in India than these other countries, because other brothers are going. So India is a Hindu-dominated country, and majority is Hindu. So I stopped the mission work in those places and started to give more preference and more attention in the work in the Punjab, in India. And Brother Nestor also advised me that you all are working together, all ministers, so you must have your ministers meeting every month. That's how you can keep unity. That's how you can keep other strange doctrines to keep away. You can stop that. If something new comes up, you can discuss these things. So we started our ministers meeting 2007. And till this day we are doing these minister meetings. It's going on very well. And we all are working together, some 50 pastors. And I am traveling different places, and we all work together. So I encourage some other churches to, especially the young brothers, to go there. So I was doing lot of work, traveling day, night, no rest at all, and churches coming up, and we've been encouraged to go further. And then also because of your help, we can go far, and there was no limit, any financial difficulties. And then I went to Rajasthan once. That was my first time I ever went there. In India, every state you have different culture, different language, different food, all is different. And I went there, Rajasthan, the people there, they have different dress, they all cover their heads, even the face like Muslims, and they have bangles from here to here, earrings, all that. So the meeting we had there in the night time, those people, poor people, they were suffering with various kind of disease and sickness. Many people came for prayer. And then one man came, somebody brought him, he was a blind person. When I saw him, bare feet and his clothes, everything was like old cloth and torn, and I was like had sympathy for him. So I prayed for him. So in the morning, I asked the brothers. He was not a believer, by Hindus. So I have some money. I prayed for him last night, and because we were leaving the next day, the place, leaving for other place. I said, I have some money. I want that you can buy some good clothes for him. So it was morning. We got up and I told to the brethren. So they said, okay, we go and bring that brother. So when they went there, that brother was about to come because Lord opened his eyes in the morning. He started to see. And then the news spread there and people started to come and the church established there. And the brother who was near, they always goes there. Till this day, the church is there. That man is healed, and that's how the work began in Rajasthan area. Then I went, after that I never went to that place. The brothers going there because they are nearby from Punjab. So we started the work here, there, and when I noticed that we approached all the districts in the Punjab. Punjab is a big state, and there are some 29 districts there in the Punjab. And we have the message churches in every district there. And we started to print the message into Punjabi with the help of the brothers, and starting to print the message, sending to those brothers. Once a month when it comes together, we give the message to them. And when I noticed that we approached almost every district and we have the message churches there, then we started to go other states. Like Rajasthan is a hard place to go because it's a desert area, no transportation there, and people living very poor life there because no sources there in the deserts. One of our brother in the church, Brother Piyush, he started to make friendship with the people there on the Facebook. Then he told them that I want to visit you, I want to see you. So that's how he reached there. He started to tell the people about the Lord Jesus Christ because he had a desire to go there. Because in his childhood, his father was working there in Rajasthan, and he spent 4 or 5 years there. He was just a child there. That's why he had a desire to go back there sometime and tell this message to the people. And but Piyush also came from Hindus. His mother, his sisters, still all are Hindus. And nobody is converted. They are against him. But this brother is doing very good. So he started to go there, especially in the tribal areas. So he told us when he went there first time, most of the people, whole village is involved in black magic. And because of the black magic, they have various kind of sickness and they crippled, cannot walk and skin trouble, different kinds of these things. Because of the demon, most of the people are demon-possessed people. So he started to tell about the Lord Jesus Christ to them. They never heard about Jesus. And we surprised that many people, they accepted the Lord. And they baptized first time, some 57 people first time. They all accepted the Lord and they are removing their earrings. Their earrings are so stuck there, you cannot remove them. With the cutter, they cut those earrings and nose rings. This is belong to their culture and religion. It's not an easy thing to remove those things because it's in their religion, worship and culture. But Lord opened their eyes and they got baptized. And then their churches started there. Then they met some other people there, like in the Pentecostal, pastor got baptized. So churches started there. So this year, he stayed 3 months there. 3 months to reach the people, to establish them in the message. So Rajasthan doing very good. And then we started work in Himachal Pradesh. Himachal Pradesh is a place, its anti-conversion law is implemented there, which means if you born Hindu, you have to remain Hindu. If you are Christian, you have to remain Christians. But brothers started to go there, and they have some secret church there. In the houses, they have meetings, and baptisms are going on. And brother by the name of Brother Jagatar, he goes there, and we have a message church there. Though it's very hard place to reach, mountains there, and people worship different gods, different culture. But God is helping them. So we have a church in Himachal Pradesh. And with other brothers, like two brothers, they met some brothers from Uttar Pradesh, UP. They comes to Punjab and works there. So brothers met them, not from our church, but other brothers. We are working together, all ministers. And they share the message, the gospel to them, and they accepted. And then they started to take them to Uttar Pradesh. So they are going there since almost 2 years, regularly going there, and the church is coming up, the baptism is coming up there. But the place, Uttar Pradesh, is very important place for the Hindus, because Ganges River is there, all their big temples are there. They goes there for their rituals, religious. If somebody die in Hinduism, after cremated, they take the ashes and then go that place, Uttar Pradesh, and throw those ashes in the Ganges River. So this is very important place for the Hindus, full of temples. And what they did, because of the Hindu government, they put a priest from the temple, Hindu priest, and made him a chief minister of the state. And Uttar Pradesh is the biggest state in India, biggest state. And full of Hindus and Hindus temples. So brothers are going there regularly. Churches are coming up. 3 churches they established. And the places they are working are dangerous place, and those Hindu organizations are working there. So now today I have heard the news, they are in police custody, and they are charging them, or they says you are converting the people from Hinduism to Christianity, and you are destroying our culture, you destroy our religion. So they are in the police custody. We need the prayer for that. And we know that Lord is going to help them. So the churches are already there in Uttar Pradesh, where the anti-conversion law, I think, is also there. There are 5 states in the Punjab. Anti-conversion law is forced by the state government. This is not from the federal government, but state government have done this. So there is another place called MP, Madhya Pradesh. Anti-conversion law is also there. Other brothers from other church, pastor, we worked together, as I told you. He made some contact with some people and started to go there. And the churches, 2 churches are established there. The brother going there regularly. And very difficult place, dangerous place, but Lord is helping them to go there. They had so far no problem came up, any problem. So we are reaching these places surrounding Punjab. We share the border with these places. Some are in the west, some in the east or northeast. Or there is another place called Haryana. Haryana is also full of Hindus, and they are very much concerning about the culture. They don't want to leave the culture. the religion, all that. But brothers started to go there. And myself, I also visited there 2-3 times. So one day, brother had a meeting there. There were some 30 people were there. They finished the meeting in the night time, and then they left the place. And the people who were in the meeting from Hindus and different religion, and they also scattered. So then the police came in the house. They were inquiring about where the preachers are gone. We want to catch them. They cannot preach the Bible here. But Lord saved them miraculously. Yeah. They believe that Hindu culture is some 4,000 years old culture. And they said the Christianity is destroying our culture and the religion. So they really persuading the Christians there and want to stop the conversion, especially the outreach work, and they are implementing this law, anti-conversion law. So other place is Haryana and Himachal and Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh. These are the places we are going with the gospel. All are Hindus there. Denominations also are involved in to reach the gospel to the people. But these places, even by the denomination, the work has not been done, because those places are difficult, and not good environment, desert, no transportation. But we praise God that God knows His own, and He is searching the people through His bride, through the people. So brothers are going there. So since we notice that churches are coming up, so all those places outside Punjab, they speak Hindi language. Hindi language is our national language, and almost all over India they understand this language. So then we realized that we must give them something, spiritual food, that they can read the messages. So we started to print the Hindi messages by your help. And we have printed 5 messages in Hindi and also printed some tracts from the 7 church ages, and giving those books and tracts to these places, and they are really happy. They have something to read and something to feed upon. And that's how these places we are reaching. So we were working day, night, no rest, and there is stress and callings and invitations. And one day I felt little pain in the chest here. After that I was normal. I was thinking that I'm perfectly normal because I had nothing, health issue, never. But one brother from Hindus, he accepted the message through me. He is highly qualified. And I met him and then shared the message with him. So the Lord inspired me to give him the spoken word is the original seed book, because I thought he's highly qualified, he will understand the thing. He accepted the message. And then his wife also, she is also a doctor. She also accepted the message. And because there is no message churches there, most people are Hindu there. So I encouraged that brother. I said, Prophet said, if you can win soul with your influence or whatever you have, the talent you use to win the soul. I said, since you are a doctor, highly qualified, the people will listen to you. So he started the ministry there, and the church is there, and he's doing very good work. Some 50 people are there, all from Hindus, because he's a Hindu, and also the people go to hospital, and he has a big position, so they listen to him. So he's approaching with the message. So suddenly that brother called me one evening, said, how you doing, how the work is going on, and he want to help me financially also, because he's rich, his wife is doctor. So I said, brother, yesterday I felt little pain in the chest here. It was, I told him that normal, but after that I'm okay. He said, what kind of pain was that? I told him like that when we run and after that you are run long time and you are like breathless. It was like that. It was like this, something happened. So I tell you, after that I'm normal. So he forced me, since he is a doctor, medical specialist, he said, brother, you have to go to the doctor. I said, I'm normal, nothing happened after that. Said, still, it could be heart problem. I said, brother, how it could be? I never had any problem, never, there is not a single symptom. Said, yes, I know, but still you are already 46 and it is good to go and get checkup sometime. If you are normal, it's okay. But you have to find out why it happened. So he forced me, pushed me, and it took maybe half an hour on the phone, and he said, you have to go tomorrow. I said, okay. I was not serious. So I told my wife, she said, okay, so let's go. If because he's a doctor, he knows more. So we went to the doctor. I drove a car, and when the doctor checked my blood pressure, it was high. So then he asked for ECG. So it was abnormal ECG. So doctor said, you could have heart attack anytime because your ECG tells us the pain you had, it is like you can have heart attack. So I said, okay. I was a little shocked, but that after I became normal. So then he said, you don't go anywhere, the doctor told me. Right now you go and admitted in the hospital. They will find out if there is blockage or what is the cause. But you don't go back to your house. I said, okay. He gave me all the reports and he gave me pills. He said, if you feel pain, immediately you have to take that pill and put in your mouth, under your tongue. So it will save you. But I already fixed the meeting. There was minister's meeting. So then I thought, yeah, it could be hard, but I feel normal. And I prayed, I said, Lord, you saved me. So let me finish this meeting. There were 3 meetings. Doctor said, you don't drive. Maybe you can panic or somebody comes and you can have heart attack. I did not care, but I finished all those 3 meetings. So then that doctor was following me. He said, brother, come to me. If the doctor said, but that doctor, brother, is 5 hours away from me. He said, come to me. Don't drive the car, hire a driver and come to me. I have a doctor here, my friend, cardiologist. We will find how much blockage or what is in the heart. I drove the car, I went there with my wife, and because I was not serious, I had a meeting, I preached there like normal, and I did not tell to any minister, any brother that I had something with the heart. So when I went there, so they did the angiography. They put needle here, this side, and the cameras, the angiography. And after that, the doctor did not tell anything. He said, okay, you go home. And I was with the brother, doctor brother, and they did not tell me anything. I was happy that maybe I'm normal. So then in the night time, doctor brother, he said, brother, I want to talk with you. He already told my wife, and the doctor already told to his wife, doctor's wife, because he's also doctor. So they already knew. They did not tell me anything. Maybe I will shocked or something. In the night time, I was staying in his house after the test, everything. And he started in his doctor's way, slowly. He said, if there is any disease comes up, if there is a cure, so then we should not worry about it. So then I said, what about me? They had the angiography, and the doctor did not say anything to me. He said, yeah, go, you are normal. So then he started telling, he said, brother, there is a blockage. And then he opened the report and showed me. Slowly. He took maybe 45 minutes to like I must be relaxed. So then he showed, here is a blockage here. I had 3 blockages, 200% and 180%. And he said, there is no option. They cannot install the stent because it's too late. And you are at risk anytime, anything could be happen. So he said, you have go for operation. But the cardiologist who did all the tests, they did not have the surgeon there. So then I need to travel another 5 hours. So then I decided, okay. So they advised me, don't go back to your home 5 hours away, but you go direct where you want to be operated. So I went to my father-in-law's, my wife's parents, because they live in a big city, big hospitals are there. So I went there. So then we met the surgeon. He did some 6,000 heart surgery, successful. So he showed his newspaper, everything, his profile. And then it was Friday. So when he saw the report, doctor said, how you don't have the heart attack? Because mostly if there is a 50% blockage, people can have the heart attack anytime. So when I went there, the doctor said, who is the patient? I said, I am the patient. Because I was normal. So then doctor said, you have, because he showed me the CD. They make the CD. He showed me everything, all the veins, everything. He said, you have to be operated as soon as possible. So then doctor found out there is another vein, and the blood is circulating through that vein. So then doctor said this vein is, we found out that there are 5% people, they have this vein. It's like extra. So that's why you don't have the heart attack. So he said, if we admit you today, so then you have to stay here 2 days. So we will operate Monday, Friday, if you get admitted. So then I asked him, can I come Monday? He said, okay, what you work, your occupation? I said, I'm a pastor, I preach the Bible, the gospel. The Hindu doctor, he said, the Lord Jesus Christ has saved you. Otherwise, there is no chance. He said, okay, go, nothing is going to happen to you. Come Monday. So then I attended Sunday service there at my father's church, father-in-law's church. And Monday I got admitted, and then they operated. And then it was a painful experience, but I learned many things there in the hospital. And when after 1 week in the hospital, they was about to discharge me. I was in the ICU room. From ICU, they said, you go in your room. We will discharge you after 3 hours. In the meantime, we make the documents, all the medicine and discharge slip, everything. When I was talking with them, I was like normal, and I fell down. Suddenly, the darkness came, and I started, my hand and legs are fainting. So I fell down. All the stools, everything came out. So I was like it was a death experience. If I were there in the room, so then something could happen, because it was on the 4th floor, and the hospital is very busy. The stair they use full of people, and what you call the elevator is full of people, and I could die. But it happened in the ICU. I fell down immediately. They took me and did something, or 3-4 doctors, because they could not find the room there. The room was not available. Otherwise, it was like a miracle.
Yes.
Yeah. So after 3 hours, I came back. They found out that when they discharge, there are different pipes in the nose, in the mouth, here, there. But the last, there was a very thin wire they put in the heart to help the heart with the machine to pump. When they took it out, because it was maybe the copper or something, so the injury came inside. So the blood clot came in the heart. And then they did different x-rays and scan, and then they can watch on the monitor what's going. They found out there is a blood clot. And then they started to talk with one another, the doctor, in English. They did not know that I can understand. They said what to do. They decided we have to inject a needle, big needle, and we'll take the blood out, the clot. So then they called a specialist who can do this. The specialist who can put the needle inside, can take the blood. So he was there after 1 hour. So the doctor, 4 or 5 doctors, the team talking, said what to do. So then the man, when he saw the monitor, everything, he said it is not easy to send the needle there. If the needle touch anywhere, so anything could be happen. He said, no, I will not take risk. I will not put the needle. So then the surgeon who did the operation, he said, okay, then let's open it again after maybe tonight or tomorrow. And they said, we will observe. So in the meantime, so they told everything to my wife. She came and she was crying. And Lord inspired me. It was in last year in the month of July. We translated message calling Jesus on the scene. Both messages in one book. So because that message was new, I remember many things. So something came into my mind that Brother Branham said, call him on the scene. He want to come on the scene if you call him. So I told my wife, bring that book for me. And she brought the book, went to home and brought the book. I put in under my pillow and prayed. I said, Lord, as you did with Sister Mida, before the doctor's needle touched her. So that's what I wanted. So now this time it will be like you healed me. I saw doctor's profile, 6,000 successful surgery, but this happened to me. It means you are the healer. If you will heal me without open it again, without the needle, then I will know sure that you have healed me, not the doctor. So then I was like satisfied. The peace came in my heart. I was calm, and I knew I was like sure that doctor, nothing will happen to me. They will not going to reopen it. Then doctor came, and after 15 minutes they take the scan and see the monitor and x-rays. The blood was becoming bigger. And then they said what to do. But I already prayed, I was listening, they were talking near me in English. They said, then the surgeon, the main doctor, the head, he started to talk with me. He said, you feel pain? I said, no, nothing. I'm like normal. So I was sit there and talk. So then he said, if the patient is normal, no pain, no complication, so then why we open? So let's wait, he said. Let's wait. But they were worried about the clot was becoming bigger. So the waiter, I was under observation. They always stay with me, near me, always checking after 15 minutes. So then the doctor found out, he said, it's becoming bigger, maybe because it's becoming thinner. Because it was thick, it is because of the medicine. So they observed me 2 days in the ICU, and after 2 days, the clot was still there. They said, go, nothing will, because slowly it will go. So they let me go, and after 2 days I went back for checkup, and they found there is no clot. So that's how Lord healed me. From this, now I know that not the doctor, because doctor failed. And I had a death experience, and after that I made like a commitment, or it was like a promise to the Lord, as we all do, the Lord, I will be sincere, more faithful to your people, and you are the one who saved me. And I was healed. And it happened because of, doctor said, not only because of wrong kind of food, but it was because of overwork and stress, all that. So, but now I feel it is only 1 year. I was operated last year in the month of July. So I feel perfectly normal, and doctor surprised that I recovered very quickly. There was another man, younger than me. He was about 40 years. So he was still suffering. It took him long time. I became normal. Even that happened to me. I fell down and like that. Still, so I feel perfectly normal, and the Lord has healed me. Yeah, thank you for all your prayers. So now I'm again in the field, again in the move and going. I don't feel tired and feel normal. Yeah, but I don't want to do like I was always going, day, night, late night, 1 o'clock I come, and then next day going. So I left this. Now we are encouraging other brothers, not only from our church, but from other churches who can go. So I said, whosoever want to go, you go. We will help financially because we have the funds. Brothers are helping. You go. So more brothers are involved in the mission work. So they are going. That's how we started the work in other states. From our church going to Rajasthan and Haryana, and from other churches they going to different places like Jammu Kashmir. You all know about the Kashmir is a typical place, always intense, fighting always going on. The militant comes from Pakistan to our place. So I took it as a challenge to go there because there are 97% Muslims there. So 4 years I went there, started to find someone, but could not convert a single Muslim. They will put you in jail. If you want to pass the tract, they will stop you. You go back. But on the way to Kashmir, there is another city. Jammu and Kashmir is a state. Jammu is different city and Kashmir is different city. In Jammu, more Hindus but less Muslim. But in Kashmir, all Muslims. But on the way, I used to go there. We used to stay in Jammu because we have to start early morning to go to Kashmir because mountains, big mountains, and it's not a safe journey there. So, and also long journey, 8 hours journey from Jammu to Kashmir. So we used to stay night. Every time I go there, I suppose Monday night I stay Jammu, and then Tuesday early morning we start the journey and spend a week there and come at a weekend sometime. So while we were in Jammu, so we started to meet the people there, denomination people, other people. The church came up there. Some 70 people are there. The work is going on there. But we could not establish church in Kashmir. But Jammu we have a church. Means Jammu Kashmir, we have the church there. So the Lord is helping the brothers. So, and I encourage some brothers there. In this vacation, summer vacation, the young people from the church in Jammu, they decided that they will not go to anywhere for the picnic or to meet relative, but in this holidays, vacation, they will go for the outreach work. And they are going in the villages, in the towns, on the gas station. Though it is a dangerous place, but still they are going and preaching, and God gave them success, and they baptized some people. The people came up and accepted the Lord. So the work is going on in Jammu also. So the people in Kashmir, all people speak and read Urdu, but Jammu they speak Hindi. So that's that's why we are printing the books in Hindi. So Hindi books going to Jammu also. And my wife is helping in the ministry. So Lord blessed us with three sons, 3 boys, and the eldest one is 16-year-old. He is helping me whenever he free. He loves to travel with me. He play guitar in the church, and they can speak good English, and I'm encouraging them to translate the messages. So please keep the family in your prayer. And my mother also stays with me because my father died of a heart attack. It was also like in the family. So we all work together. All the pastors, some 50 pastors in the Punjab, we all work together in unity and helping one another. Sometimes we have our joint fellowships. There's the big crowd comes, all the church comes and join together. So that's how the work is going on. So thank you, and please keep us in your prayer. Yeah, thank you for your help and supporting the work, mission work in the Punjab. God bless you.